Today, I'll be comparing girl dolls from the Feeple60 and the Feeple65 line. These are SD-sized dolls sold by Fairyland. The two sculpts I have for this video are Feeple65 Chloe with the elven faceplate and a medium bust Feeple60 Merwin. Just to let you know, this is not going to be a posing review. I'll be focusing on showing you the main differences of these two lines, because they do differ greatly from another, both in posing ability and in aesthetics. Also just bear in mind that these two particular dolls have a different tension on their stringing. The Merwin is fresh out of the box, barely a month old, so she's very tight. And the Chloe, she is second-hand, so she's very loose, she's still in her original stringing. Obligatory warning of doll nudity. Just saying. To kick things off, I'd say we start with the basics. The Feeple65 is quite obviously a lot taller than the Feeple60. According to Fairyland's measurement table, she stands at about 62.5 centimeters tall. The Feeple60 stands at about 55 centimeters tall. So there's a considerable difference between the two there. Also, there's a difference in their weight. The Feeple65 weighs about 1.6 kilograms, and the Feeple60 just over 1 kilogram. If you wish to know the exact measurements, you can check out the measurement table on the Fairyland website. Furthermore, for the Feeple65, you can only get this one type of body. Fairyland doesn't really give you much freedom of choice. For the Feeple60, you can choose either a medium or a large-sized bust. There are multiple types of hands you can choose for both of them. In general, both lines will wear 9 to 10 inch wigs. But for the eye size, it really depends on what sculpt you have. Some will take bigger eyes, some will take smaller eyes. Now I'll show you the differences you won't find in measurement tables. Let's take a look at their different jointing systems. The Feeple60 is a real playground of joints. She has extra sockets in her shoulders, she has an extra torso joint, and extra mobility joints in her thighs. The Feeple65 does not have these extra sockets in her shoulders, nor does it have the extra torso joint. She only has these two sockets here. All other joints up top seem rather similar, but if we take our gaze down, we will see that the knees are quite different. They are both double jointed, but I think that the round joints in the Feeple65 give her a much more smooth and seamless posing ability, as the joint just slides along itself. But with the Feeple60, as there's a cut across, you kind of have to push out the double joint to get it to work. You may not think it, but these lines have different head attachment systems. The Feeple65, for example, has a faceplate system, and the Feeple60 has the more common head back system. Now they both attach with a lock and key mechanism. To take off the head back or the head, you just turn the resin piece. This of course means that you can swap the heads as they both work on the same neck system. I will now demonstrate what it looks like when you swap the Feeple60 and the Feeple65 heads. Oh, okay, that's not something you see every day. Surprisingly enough, the Feeple60 head looks pretty good on the Feeple65 body. Because it's a smaller head, it makes for a good proportionate fit. However, I wasn't able to turn around the neck mechanism, so it's probably just too tight to make it work. And don't get me started on that Feeple65 head on the Feeple60 body, I'm sorry, but look at that thing! I really don't mean to offend anyone who has this combination. If you're happy with it, then that's totally fine. I'm just saying that from a proportionately correct point of view, the head is way too large for the body. It looks unrealistic because the doll looks like it's got a bobblehead. But everyone has their own tastes, and I'm just here to show you the possibilities. So now you've seen that, let's get things back to normal. Now let's talk about aesthetics, starting out with the Feeple65. The Feeple65 has got this very mature, ladylike and womanly look in my opinion. I also think this is one of the more athletic builds when it comes to dolls. The lack of the mid-torso joint and the full bust definitely give you the idea of a seamless, feminine figure. Everything is round and graceful, and she really just embodies grace and sophistication, confidence, all these traits you would definitely seek in a lady. but behind that subtle veil there's a fire that screams, "I am a woman of power." Now the Feeple60, in my opinion, is a little more versatile on the basis of looks. She's like your best garment in your wardrobe. You dress it up and it becomes formal, you dress it down and it becomes casual. And like that, the Feeple60 can go either way. She can become more ladylike and be the queen, or she can become the girly girl next door or the teenager in high school. She embodies both these roles very, very well. The following clip will be a rundown of the Feeple60 posing. I've already done one of these for the Feeple65 in a previous video. The link will be in the description box. To plainly say what has been stated by many before, Fairyland's posing can be considered as one of the easiest and most fluid. I don't want to say best because I can't. I don't have the experience, nor do I want to proclaim a company to be the best posers. All I'm saying is that due to Fairyland's good engineering, their dolls pose very, very well without the need of extra modifications. So, given that, both the Feeple60 and the Feeple65 are pretty darn good at posing. Their posing is equal in head movement, though both heads do snap, in arm movement, in hand movement, and in the movement of the upper torso. On that note, their standing is immaculate. I did struggle a bit to get the Feeple60 to stand, but that was due to her tight stringing. Like I said in the beginning, she's still brand new. The company stringing is always very, very tight, and this gets better over time. The older this Feeple60 gets, the more loose its string will become, and that way, the joints will move more freely and more fluidly. So I guess you could say they ripen with age. Just like a good wine. If there's one area where the Feeple60 surpasses the Feeple65 in posing, it's definitely the sitting. You can just plop her down and she will sit. This is due to the extra mobility joints she's got in her thighs, and the extra torso joint helps her sit upright in almost any position. Check this one out. But like with every doll, there's always something that will get on your nerves. With the Feeple60, I found it annoying that the head cap sometimes plops off while you're posing her. Just like that, you see? This is just probably due to the fact that there are no magnets securing the head cap in place. So when you pose her a little too extremely, it will just pop off. But this is only a minor problem since the wig will later keep the head cap where it's supposed to be. And as before mentioned in one of my previous videos, the only thing that bothers me with the Feeple65 is that she can't sit as securely as the Feeple60. You really have to push in her legs to get her to stay put. But there you have it, that concludes the comparison. The only question now remaining is, which doll is really better? All in all, considering all the factors we've had so far, I'd say they're both pretty even when it comes to posing. There are really only minor deficits in each doll, which are quite even in my opinion. If I really had to say which one is the better poser, I'd say it's the Feeple60, but only because I consider her size and her weight to be contributing factors. All in all, I think she's just a little more practical to handle. There's really hardly anything that the Feeple60 can do that the Feeple65 can't. And based on looks, that's something everyone has to decide for themselves. If you want a doll that can be ladylike and girly at the same time, you take the Feeple60. If you want a doll that's more mature, more athletic, and more womanly, you go for the Feeple65. I really can't tell you which one looks better. That all depends on your own individual, subjective, personal taste. But that is it for this video. We do hope you enjoyed this comparison. Please comment if you have any questions, like and share this video with others who are interested, and thanks for watching. Have a happy dolly day, guys! Bye!